And we're back, and always good to have a familiar face on the program, as I'm sure you recognize Eric from the Medicine Shop Pharmacy in Monona by now. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, thank you. So we're talking about National Take-Back Drug Days. Is that our drug take-back?
Drug take-back day.
Drug take-back days.
Yep.
Okay, so what's the purpose of a drug take-back day?
So obviously, you know, as the name kind of I guess says, you know, it's a way to get rid of unused, unwanted, expired medications that people have hanging around their house. So it's just a coordinated effort to do that. The reason for a special day as opposed to just any day to do that is the DEA has some regulations that say what you can take back when if you're a pharmacy, because we don't have DEA agents present or police officers present or anything like that. So it's just a coordinated day to kind of, you know, purge that unused, unwanted, you know, expired medications.
Okay, having delivered pharmaceuticals, I think there's really like stringent rules about taking back narcotics and
specifically those. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So why is it important then for people to utilize these drug take back days then?
Yeah, so it's twofold really, I think. The first is the environmental impact. There's been studies that have come out that have shown if you just simply dump them down the toilet and flush them down the drain or put them in the sink and, you know, chop them up through the garbage disposal and stuff, it does end up in the drinking water.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
They'll find trace amounts in the drinking water. So they want to make sure that that doesn't happen. So that's really number one, is the environmental impact. By having these drug take-back days, they're incinerated in an environmentally friendly manner to avoid the contamination of drinking water. The second is more of a sociological impact because drugs getting into the wrong hands, being diverted or abused by people. Prescription drugs are no different than street drugs. They can be abused. And oftentimes prescription drugs is where those street drugs like heroin, which is such a big deal these days, that's where it starts. So having proper disposal does not give those people access to those prescription medications, and hopefully can start to divert some of that prescription drug abuse that's so rampant these days.
Absolutely. So now, like on these days, you partner with law enforcement, and then if you do, how long have you been doing that?
Yeah, so we partner with the Monona Police Department because our shop is in Monona. Monona, their police department does not have any drug box at the police precinct or anything like that, so they utilize these days to really clean it up. We've been doing this now for, I believe, 6 years with the Monona Police Department. Wow. It's pretty consistent. It's grown actually a little bit every year, but we usually fill up, you know, quite a few boxes with, you know, just simple, like I said, pills and capsules of, you know, people aren't taking anymore, you know, that need to be disposed of. There
are quite a few items that are out there and different drugs that people could possibly have. Are there any exceptions on this day that people can't bring to you?
Sure. Like I said, the medications are incinerated, so they don't want any inhalers because those canisters, obviously, if you incinerate them, they would explode. They don't want creams or liquids because, again, those don't incinerate well. So any tablet, capsule, anything like that, doesn't matter. Also no sharps, so anything that has a needle on it or anything like that. So needles, creams, liquids, or inhalers, unfortunately, cannot be taken back. Those should just be disposed of in the garbage. Sharps should obviously be in a sharps container.
Okay, absolutely. So we got these national days. How often are these events held then?
They are done twice a year. There's one in the spring and one in the fall. So this would be our spring one. Usually the fall one ends up to be about September.
Okay. And how about for like other drop-off sites? Say they can't make it to your pharmacy. Are there other places in Monona they can go?
Not in Monona, but in Madison, the East Police Precinct, which is on Cottage Grove Road, they have a drop box in their front lobby. So during normal business hours, you can take drugs in there, put them in there, and have them disposed of properly there.
Now, is there any way with it, you know, the police are involved. Say you happen to have gotten your hands on somebody else's medicine somehow for whatever reason. Is there amnesty? Does anybody know? You're not like carding people, right?
Absolutely. They'll take anything. You know, like I said, the goal is not to bust people. It's not to make sure that, you know, wow, they were prescribed a lot of medication. It's simply just to get those, you know, disposed of properly. So it doesn't matter if it's even a legal substance of some kind. If you bring it back in, there's amnesty, absolutely. There's no issue with that.
Excellent. I think that's important for some people
Absolutely.
to know as well. That might be like, I'd like to do it, but
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
I don't want to get in trouble. So.
Yeah, we actually had a story too that somebody dropped off a gun once.
Oh wow. Okay.
Didn't happen in Monona, but down south somewhere. So Absolutely, just no questions asked, nothing, just get it done.
Perfect. Take advantage of it. So, Eric, thanks for being here as always, and we'll have more Talk of the Town right here on Channel 57.